Northern New England's trusted news source.
Here we go.
ABC6 News at Noon.
And a good afternoon to you folks. I'm Casey Cantz. Thanks for joining us today. Let's start with the weather. Why not, right? What an absolutely gorgeous day out there. Chelsea, always better too when it's on a Friday heading into the weekend, right?
Yeah, we've experienced quite a bit over the course of this work week. Obviously, we started with the high heat and high humidity, and at this point, we were seeing those cooler temperatures that started to move in through the middle portion of the week. But it's not only cooler outside today, the humidity has finally dropped. We've been talking about it all week long, looking ahead to Friday when we finally lost that muggy feel, and that's the case for most of us right now. Here in Providence, we're looking at partly sunny conditions, a temperature around 80 degrees, and the dew points are in the mid-50s range. We've had breeze from the north, northwest all morning long, and that's been ushering in some of those more comfortable air qualities. We're looking at a dew points up in Worcester and Springfield in the upper 40s range, low 50s for dew points in Smithfield. That's some really dry air. Even along the coastline for Rhode Island, the dew points have dropped into the upper 50s and low 60s. So quite a change from yesterday. Still a bit muggy out towards the Cape and the islands. That'll be the case this weekend. The rest of us, though, continue to see comfortable conditions. Over the Cape and the islands, you can see some thicker clouds, couple little spot showers possible. Heavy rain looks to stay to our south and east. We're going to stay partly to mostly sunny for the remainder of the afternoon. High temperatures topping out in the low to mid 80s, exactly where they should be for this time of year. Again, we're staying pretty comfortable through the weekend. I'll let you know when we have our next shot of some good rain coming up in just a few minutes. Casey?
All right, Chelsea, thank you for that. Well, they had great weather for the Tidewater Landing project as they officially broke ground this morning on the multi-million-dollar development that'll be used for a new soccer stadium and much more in Pawtucket. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigell is joining us live now from the project site in Pawtucket with more from this morning's event. Yanni, good afternoon.
Yeah, good morning. Well, Casey, ground being broken on this project here this morning, and to set the scene for what it will look like here in Pawtucket, well, over here to my left is what will be the Tidewater Landing Soccer Stadium, which will seat about 10,000 people inside. And if we go over towards my right, you can see over by the riverfront, there will be a bridge built in this area, and across that bridge will include housing options with more than 500 homes, as well as restaurants and other retail store options. Now, Governor Dan McKee was joined by other state leaders, as well as the founder of Fortuitous Partners, who broke ground on that project site today. Now, the total cost of this project is estimated to be more than $400 million, as there have been issues with rising inflation in recent months, which have brought up that price tag even more than its initial estimations. Now, just last month, Governor McKee amending the project to include $27 million in state funding. But leaders behind the project, like Governor Dan McKee, say that in the long run, this project will pay for itself and revitalize Pawtucket. Now, again, in addition to this stadium, more than 500 housing options will be built, along with restaurant and other retail options, as well as $63 million Pawtucket Central Falls Transit Center also in the works, which will offer transportation to this area to help bring Pawtucket's waterfront tourism to the forefront.
No longer are we going to wait to invest in the city of Pawtucket. Pawtucket's going to be part of this great opportunity that we have in the state right now.
While other Rhode Islanders, sports teams, and institutions were abandoning Pawtucket, we committed ourselves to bring the most popular sport in the world to the greatest community and market without a professional team.
And Brett Johnson, that founder of the Fortuitous Sports Group that is bringing that soccer team here to Pawtucket, saying that they have no name chosen yet, but that is expected to come soon, as well as other colors and crests for that soccer team once they do come. And he does say that the soccer stadium will be completed in just over 2 years. They are expected to have their first games here in Pawtucket in 2024. The rest of the project, the restaurants and the other housing options and retail stores, are expected to take another year or so more than that, going into closer to 2025 to 2026. But a lot happening here in Pawtucket this morning as ground is officially broken on the Tidewater Landing project. Reporting live in Pawtucket, Yanni Trigell, ABC6 News.
Yes, Yanni, thank you for that. Big deal today, no question about that. Other headlines today. Sunday is the last day to register to vote or update your voter information for the September 13th primaries in Rhode Island. You can do that at vote.ri.gov. The Secretary of State's office also reminding voters that Monday is the last day to change your political party designation based on which primary you want to vote in. Our ABC6 News crew is on scene at Public Street in Providence just after 1 o'clock this morning. This was the scene, a car crashing into a fence there Right where Public Street meets Milk Street. Police telling us 2 juveniles were driving that car and it was possibly stolen. That is still under investigation. A stop sign was also taken down in that crash. Continue our coverage today on Block Island. A new interim police chief has been named after a town council meeting last night. Walter Chip Anderson named the interim chief, taking over for Captain Peter Chabot, who is returning to his role with state police. Anderson also worked for state police for 25 years, spending the last 15 years as an officer on Block Island. And with Ballards, of course, under the microscope on Block Island, its owner, Steve Filippi, is running for the open seat on the new Shoreham Town Council. First Warden Andre Boudreau will not seek re-election this year. Right now, Filippi is the only person running for that vacant seat. A town in Massachusetts has declared a sewer emergency. Some Provincetown residents being told to reduce water use, and public restrooms are closed entirely right now. These thunderstorms we had on Tuesday created massive backups there as workers scramble to fix the sewage. Porta potties have been set up on the street near Town Hall. Some bars and restaurants also being ordered to close.
I don't think it's good for anyone. This is the time of year where all these local businesses can make the money they need to survive year round, so I think it's been rough.
And Provincetown's town manager says crews are making progress since telling people to slow the flow, and that hopefully the sewer emergency will be over within 48 hours. Also today, the provost of Brown University, we are finding out, is stepping down. Brown University says Provost Richard Locke is leaving his position to take a new job as vice president and dean of Apple University. That's an in-house institution that teaches Apple employees about its products. Locke will finish his tenure through December of this year. He served as the chief academic officer at Brown for over 7 years. An ABC6 update today. Dartmouth police say they arrested an unregistered sex offender early Thursday morning who was living in the woods behind an elementary school. 47-year-old Robert McGrath, now charged with failing to register as a level 3 sex offender. Police say he was living in an encampment behind Potter Elementary School. Michelle Carter has finished her probation. Carter was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in 2017 for convincing her then boyfriend, Conrad Roy, to commit suicide in 2014 through numerous text messages sent between the two. South Coast Today reports Carter's probation ended on August 1st. Carter served 15 months in jail and was put on 15 months of probation. Her case inspired the Hulu series, The Girl from Plainville. Meanwhile, the family of Conrad Roy is putting on a memorial 5K in his honor. That event will be on September 10th at Fort Phoenix State Reservation in Fairhaven. The family says the 5K is to raise awareness for Conrad's law, which would make suicide coercion illegal in Massachusetts. That bill currently sits in the General Assembly. And we have much more still to come today at noon, including the latest on the back and forth between federal officials and former President Trump, as he says, go ahead and release the search warrant for Mar-A-Lago. Welcome back. Turning to national headlines now. Former President Trump announcing in a statement he's encouraging the immediate release of the FBI warrant at Mar-A-Lago. But it's still unclear whether he and his lawyers will formally agree for a judge to unseal the documents as a 3 p.m. Eastern Court deadline approaches. ABC's Faith Abube in Washington today with the latest.
New details about that unprecedented FBI search at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate that has triggered an uproar from Trump and his allies. Multiple sources telling ABC News that the Justice Department and the FBI believed the former president was illegally holding on to sensitive documents with national security implications, even after the DOJ demanded their return through a subpoena back in the spring. The document said to include material marked special access, available to be viewed by only a small group of government officials with the highest security clearances. According to the Washington Post, among the classified material, documents related to nuclear weapons.
First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the department does not take such a decision lightly.
Attorney General Merrick Garland, who was criticized for maintaining his silence after the raid, saying in light of the public interest after Trump publicly disclosed the search, he filed a motion for a judge to unseal the FBI's court-authorized search warrant and the receipt of the items agents seized. The filing signed by the chief of the counterintelligence section of the National Security Division, hinting at the national security implications of the documents. Sources tell ABC News, in addition to issuing a subpoena for Trump to return the highly sensitive documents, the DOJ also sent a small group of agents in June to ask for the material back before resorting to the search warrant.
Maybe this is the explanation for why they had to use these more intrusive means, that because they tried to subpoena, they tried to get the documents, and they didn't get them.
Overnight, Trump saying he encourages the immediate release of the documents, even though his team received copies on Monday and could have released them at any time. And Trump has denied having any classified documents in his possession. National security experts say even if he claims to have declassified them, if the material is related to national defense, it could still be illegal for him to have it. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And we have more still to come today at noon, including a new experience in Newport for fans of HBO's popular drama, The Gilded Age. How fans can take part in an exclusive tour. Welcome back. In entertainment news today, the family of Anne Heche says the actress is not expected to survive after that car crash that happened a week ago today. According to a statement, Heche has a severe brain injury and is on life support. Last Friday, her vehicle ran off the road at a high rate of speed and collided into a house in Los Angeles. Police saying yesterday they were investigating the incident as a felony DUI case. New Mexico authorities making significant progress in the investigation of the fatal shooting on the Rust movie set. The Santa Fe Sheriff's Office has received forensic reports from the FBI, which include firearms and ballistic analysis. All that remains now is working with Suffolk County, New York authorities to review actor and producer Alec Baldwin's phone records. Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was shot and killed on the set of Rust in October when a firearm held by Baldwin went off as they were rehearsing a scene. Starting today, the Newport Preservation Society offering exclusive Inside the Gilded Age tours of the Newport Mansion. Scenes from HBO's popular historical drama are shot in the Breakers, the Marble House, and the Elms. The tour will bring guests to the exact locations seen in the show. Those tours will run every Friday from today through September 23rd. Tickets can be bought at newportmansions.org.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, partly sunny conditions outside this afternoon. You know, we've slowly been seeing those temperatures drop over the course of the week after we started the week so hot and so humid. But it's taken a little while for humidity levels to drop. And today's the day that we're actually feeling very comfortable outside, almost feeling like an early fall afternoon. Dare I say it, we still have so much summer left ahead of us, but after the heat and humidity we had, it's feeling very nice outside. Most of us in the 70s, few 80s for Providence. For Westerly, we're sitting at 80 degrees right now, a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday. Of course, yesterday morning into the early afternoon, we had a lot of clouds and some rain along the coastline. It took a little while before we got a bit brighter yesterday. Today, we've had partly sunny conditions for much of the morning, so we are feeling a little bit warmer outside compared to yesterday. You're looking at an average high for this time of year of 83 degrees, and we are going to come up to that this afternoon. Yesterday, we topped out only in the upper 70s, so we're actually slightly cooler than average, but today we'll be in that low to mid 80s range, which is exactly where we should be for this time of year. Our sunset at 7:50 this evening. Now, what's made all the difference outside this morning, and will continue to do so through much of the weekend, is our wind direction. It's coming in from the north. 5 to 10 miles per hour right now, a very light wind speed outside, but typically a breeze from the north-northwest brings in drier air that is sitting up in northern and western New England. You're going to continue to see that dry air in place for today. Dew points kind of hovering in the upper 50s to about 60 degrees, which is much more comfortable than the dew points that we had earlier this week in the mid to upper 70s range. Overnight, we see our dew points dropping down to the low 50s. Temperatures will be in the low 60s. Should be a really gorgeous start to the day tomorrow. There may be some clouds around, but temperature-wise, feeling-wise, tomorrow morning looks really great, and it looks like we'll stay comfortable through Sunday as well. Satellite radar image right now shows you some thicker clouds out towards the Cape and the islands, and this is going to be the case over the course of the weekend. A little bit of a wider view shows you that there's clouds and rain sitting offshore as high pressure to our northwest starts to move in. Here in southern New England, we're going to be wedged between these two systems, the clouds and rain offshore and clear conditions up to our west. Areas farther to the west, farther inland have more sunshine through the weekend. The farther east you go, you're going to encounter some clouds and some spot showers at times. I don't think we're talking about washout conditions by any means, but if tomorrow's a beach day for you out towards the Cape, keep in mind that there may be a few clouds and some spot showers at times. You'll wake up tomorrow morning, you can see some clouds for areas farther to the east. The farther west you go, better chance of getting into full sunshine. Will be partly sunny through tomorrow afternoon. Can't rule out a spot sprinkle. For the most part, it looks like a dry day as that low continues to pull away from us as we head into tomorrow evening. As we head into Sunday, it looks like should be a nice bright day for all of us. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s. And again, we're still feeling comfortable. The humidity levels start to rise into the early part of next week. Mix of sun and clouds today, seasonable. Temps in the low 80s, feeling comfortable outside. Again, a spot shower possible mainly for areas farther east, but for the most part, we're looking at a nice afternoon. We're partly cloudy, cool and comfortable overnight. Lows dip down to the low 60s, below average. It's been a while since we've had really cool evenings and overnight temperatures. Into tomorrow, highs in the upper 70s to about 80 degrees. Under partly sunny conditions, it stays very comfortable. 7-day forecast shows temps staying in the upper 70s and low 80s throughout the entire 7-day. Those overnight lows are very comfortable, down into the low 60s. Into the start of next week, we start to see the muggy factor going up, increasing clouds on Monday. And hopefully, looks like we have a good chance of some rain Tuesday into Wednesday. Still a little early out to completely narrow down the timeline, but we need some rain. And with the rain, those temperatures would likely stay a little bit cooler in the mid to upper 70s. We've talked about it so many times. Can't remember a day where it just rained from start to finish. Last summer, I mean,
Yeah.
we had some days, we had a lot of days last summer, but so far this summer, there hasn't been, just one of those classic
No, we
rainy
need it.
days.
No, there's no doubt we
Yeah.
need it. Maybe give the AC units a rest to open the windows up, you know?
You could tonight, yeah.
That's nice. Love it.
Lower dew points are great.
Awesome. Thanks, Chels. Appreciate that. Trending now, water shortages mean no outdoor showers at state beaches. ABC6's Alexis Sorowick explains.
It is another beautiful beach day here in Rhode Island, but we all know a big concern this summer has been the drought. On Tuesday, Governor Dan McKee issued a statewide drought advisory. You may be wondering how this will affect you. Well, to conserve water and comply with Narragansett's ban on outdoor water use, outdoor showers won't be available at 5 state beaches, including this one here at Scarborough North State Beach in Narragansett. Looks like people are going to have to stay salty after getting in the water, as these showers won't even turn on.
All right, Alexa, thank you for that. Still to come, we got your Patriots highlights from last night's first preseason game against the Giants, minus arresting Mac Jones, plus perhaps the highest honor ever given to an NBA player, Bill Russell's number 6, set to be retired league-wide. We have details on how it'll impact players already wearing the number 6. Stay with us. Check in on the Patriots. Preseason game number 1 in the books for the Pats. A 23-21 loss to the Giants at Gillette Stadium last night. Rookie quarterback Bailey Zappi, a 4th-round pick, saw the majority of the snaps under center last night, going 19 of 32 for just over 200 yards and a touchdown. Former Patriots great Tom Brady, meantime, won't be playing when the Bucs open their preseason tomorrow. In fact, according to his coach, we might not see Tom for a week or two. Brady taking time away to, quote, deal with some personal things. Head coach Todd Bowles saying the leave was planned ahead of training camp. And the NBA is retiring Bill Russell's number 6 universally starting this fall. The 11-time NBA champ and civil rights activist died last week at the age of 88. He is the first player to have his number retired across the association. Just ahead, Chelsea's got one final look at your afternoon forecast. Stay with us. things looking good today. Weekend looking good.
No, we were just talking about all the things to do
Yeah.
this weekend. And we've been pretty lucky with dry weather over the weekends. And that looks to be the case again as we head into this weekend, especially when you compare it to last weekend. I mean, last weekend was summer. It was hot. It was humid. This weekend is still summer. It's just a little bit more seasonable, a little bit more comfortable. Mix of sun and clouds. Just keep in mind out towards the Cape, the clouds may be a little bit thicker. There was a low system offshore that could bring in a few spot showers. It looks like Sunday's the best day with lots of sunshine and temperatures into the low to mid 80s. And if rain's going to come, at least it comes into the middle portion of next week. We need rain. We'll take it. And hopefully we can get a good amount of rain. We're in severe and extreme drought conditions across the area, so we do need whatever we can get at this point. The lawns will be happy.
And I like seasonable and comfortable.
Yes.
Two great words.
It's a nice break.
That is. Thanks, Chelsea. Appreciate that. Thank you, folks, for watching as well. The news continues first at 4. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend, too. We'll see you tonight.